Rome wasn't built in a day, but when it comes to conquering vast swaths of the ancient world, the Romans sure did make it look easy. Well, not exactly. Behind all those legions marching across Europe, Africa, and Asia stood some seriously brilliant generals, men whose brains and brawn made Rome the powerhouse it was. They say an army is only as strong as its leader, so let's meet the top 10 famous Roman generals who made Rome unassailable. Number 10. Julius Caesar. Talk about a household name. Julius Caesar, he of the famous Gallic Wars and the whole weedy thing, was pretty much the man when it came to Roman generals. During his campaign in Gaul, he expanded Rome's borders, conquered new territories, and made sure that everyone knew about it. He even wrote about it. But let's be real, he was more than just a writer. Caesar was a brilliant tactician and a master of logistics. He knew how to get into his enemies' heads, and had the ability to turn a good battle into a legendary one. You know you've made it when even your enemies have heard of you. No. 9. Augustus. Yes, the first emperor of Rome made it on our list. Augustus, formerly Octavian, came into power after a series of civil wars that would make any general blush, but he brought about an era of peace and prosperity that lasted for centuries. And let's not forget, he did it by being a pretty decent military strategist himself. Augustus understood the importance of discipline and organization within the legions, and he made sure that everyone was doing their part. Thanks to his efforts, Rome went from a republic on the brink of collapse to the dominant power in the Mediterranean. And now for 8. But don't go anywhere. Our list is just getting started. Number 8. Scipio. Okay, so, you know, you're a big deal when your last name becomes synonymous with victory. Enter Scipio, the general who took on Hannibal Barca and the Carthaginians at the Battle of Zama in 202 BC. With a mix of brilliant strategy and good old-fashioned flexibility, Scipio outmaneuvered Hannibal and won a decisive victory that ended the Second Punic War. Scipio's victory secured Roman supremacy over Carthage and established him as one of the greatest Roman generals of his time. Talk about a legacy. No. 7. Germanicus. The year is 09 AD, and Rome has suffered a humiliating defeat in the Teutoburg forest at the hands of the Germanic tribes. Enter Germanicus, the general tasked with restoring Rome's honor in Germania. Although he didn't manage to conquer the region, Germanicus did lead successful campaigns that pushed back the Germanic tribes and secured the Rhine frontier. But his real victory was in restoring the flagging morale of the Roman army and reminding everyone that Rome was uninvincible. Number 9, Trajan. If there's one word that could describe Trajan, it would be conquer. He conquered Dacia, expanded into Mesopotamia, and pushed as far east as the borders of China. In fact, under Trajan, Rome reached its greatest territorial extent. But he didn't just conquer for the sake of it. Trajan was a builder, too, leaving behind magnificent structures like Trajan's Column that commemorated his victories. 5. Lucullus. Imagine facing an enemy who has an army twice the size of yours and still coming out on top. That is exactly what Lucius Licinius Lucullus did when he defeated the forces of King Mithridates of Pontus in the First Mithridatic War. Lucullus was the epitome of patience and planning. He knew when to hold his ground and when to strike, and he always made sure his troops were well equipped and trained. 4. Gaius Marius. Gaius Marius, the general who essentially created the Roman military as we know it. He introduced the concept of a professional standing legion and made significant changes to the way soldiers were recruited, trained, and rewarded. Marius' reforms helped to ensure that Rome had a strong and efficient army that was able to defend its vast territories and expand its power. 3. Pompey the Great. Gnaeus Pompeius Magnus, or Pompey the Great as he was more popularly known, was the man who single-handedly defeated the pirates in the Mediterranean and took on the might of the Pontus kingdom in Asia Minor. Pompey was a master of speed and precision. He knew how to get from point A to point B without wasting a single drop of sweat or a single day. Number 2, Claudius. Yes! that Claudius, the emperor often overshadowed by his more famous relatives like Augustus and Nero. But don't underestimate this guy. Claudius may have been mocked by his detractors, but he was a capable military leader who personally oversaw the invasion of Britain. Claudius and his legions brought order and stability to a wild frontier and left behind fortifications and infrastructure that would have made any Roman emperor proud. And now, drumroll please, for no one, but don't go anywhere. We've got bonus material that you won't want to miss. Number 1. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher emperor. Yes, the man who wrote Meditations while conquering Germanic tribes along the Danube frontier. Marcus Aurelius was the epitome of Roman stoicism, personal bravery, and strategic insight. He led Rome through some of its toughest battles during the Antonine Plague in the war with the Germanic tribes. Through it all, he remained calm, collected, and focused on doing what was best for Rome. So there you have it. 10 famous Roman generals who made Rome truly great. These men weren't just soldiers. They were leaders, innovators, and strategists who helped shape the course of history. But remember, history is written by the victors. Do you think we missed any notable generals? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe for more updates. Thanks for watching!